Good afternoon, this is meteorologist Elizabeth Shank with the National Weather Service in San Diego, and this is your weekly weather briefing. A few things we're going to be talking about on this briefing today. The main story is going to be the increasing heat across Southern California. Temperatures are really going to start to be on the rise on Tuesday. The heat is going to peak Wednesday through Friday. Temperatures are going to start to subside by a few degrees on Saturday across the inland valleys and the Inland Empire, but they are going to hold on in the deserts through Saturday, with temperatures finally starting to fall a few degrees on Sunday. Going to be briefly talking about some elevated fire weather conditions, mainly across the deserts and the mountains for a few days this week. High temperatures are going to be 5 to 10 degrees above average, and then breezy westerly winds combined with low relative humidity values are going to lead to some briefly elevated fire weather conditions across the mountains and the desert slopes each day through the end of the week. Next thing we're going to be talking about is the extensive low cloud cover for areas west of the mountains. Basically, nocturnal low clouds and patchy fog are going to be seen every night and morning through the end of the week for areas that have been seeing those low clouds for the last several days. Lastly, going to be talking about the potential for some elevated surf conditions across Orange County from Wednesday through Saturday of this week. Starting off with the increasing heat across Southern California, these are the forecasted high temperatures for Tuesday. Temperatures are generally going to be a few degrees warmer than what we're seeing today. Temperatures topping out in the middle 100s for the lower desert, in the upper 90s to approaching 100 degrees across the high deserts, and even areas in the Inland Empire are going to be in the upper 80s to lower 90s. The coastal areas are going to stay relatively cool through this increasing heat across our area, with temperatures topping out in the upper 60s to lower 70s. So right around average for this time of year. High temperatures for Wednesday are going to be a few degrees warmer than what we're expecting for Tuesday, with temperatures nearing 108 degrees for Palm Springs and down into Borrego Springs as well. A few degrees warmer across the Inland Empire, and even some of the inland valleys are going to start to see temperatures in the lower to middle 80s as well. A few degrees warmer across coastal areas, but like I said, temperatures will generally run near average to just a few degrees above average for the coast. So with these high temperatures, there is going to be a moderate heat risk that does develop across the lower deserts as well as the high desert. So something to keep in mind, there is going to be a moderate heat risk for those areas from Wednesday through Friday of this week. So make sure that you're taking proper precautions during the peak heating hours of the day to keep yourself safe. Thursday, high temperatures are going to be fairly similar to what we're expecting on Wednesday. Temperatures topping out right around 107 in Palm Springs and down towards Borrego Springs. Still in the lower to middle 80s across the San Diego inland valleys, and in the middle 80s to middle 90s across the Inland Empire. It's Friday when we're going to start to see a little bit of relief for areas west of the mountains. Temperatures are going to fall just by a few degrees, but the heat is still really going to be holding on across the desert areas. So a few tips on how to stay safe in the heat. Try as best you can to limit outdoor activities, especially during the peak heating hours of the day, so the afternoon into the early evening hours. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of water and avoiding alcohol. Dress appropriately for the conditions, so wear lightweight clothing and make sure you remember to apply sunscreen. And then if at all possible, try to work outside early in the day or late in the evening so you can avoid those peak heating hours. Some safety tips as we're going into a very warm and dry week. Make sure that you avoid activities that are going to spark any sort of flame, and keep your vehicles off of dry grasses. Avoid power equipment that can create sparks, and obey any sort of burn laws or burn bans that you have in your area. And then if a wildfire is sparked, make sure that you follow evacuation orders that are in place. Next thing we're going to be talking about is the extensive low cloud cover that we've been seeing the last several days across Southern California for areas west of the mountains. This is a satellite view from this morning. Very extensive low cloud cover across the coastal areas as well as the inland valleys. Going to generally be looking at these same cloud cover conditions pretty much every evening and morning through this week. So we're starting off June gloom very strong with the persistent low cloud cover. Lastly, there is going to be a potential for some elevated surf conditions across Orange County from Wednesday through Saturday of this week. So the surf is going to start to build on Wednesday, peak on Thursday and Friday, and then elevated surf conditions are going to persist through Saturday until they start to come down on Sunday. Going to affect southwest facing beaches in Orange County, but there will be strong currents at all of the beaches for the second half of this week into this weekend. And some of the impacts are going to be high surf and strong rip and longshore currents will create dangerous swimming conditions. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and watch our videos on YouTube to see our latest forecast updates. And for site-specific forecasts, visit weather.gov/SGX for location-specific forecasts. Thanks for watching.